I want to I'm going to fight Errol Spence in my next fighter who has experience with both Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence. Fought Errol Spence as a pro. Mikey Garcia weighs in and he's picking Spence to beat Manny Pacquiao, the famed fighter, senator, and legend. Stay tuned to this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. We got a big fight on the screen. Make sure you keep up with all your boxing news using my channel. This is your one-stop shop for all your boxing needs. Pacquiao, Spence, Wilder versus Fury Part 3, and much more. Tank is fighting this week. We will do the watch party. Hit the subscribe button. If you like the content, consider subscribing or hit the bell icon so you don't miss a thing. Now, you guys see it on the screen. Pacquiao versus Spence, August 21st. It is about to go down. Hey, stop that cat, man down. DeSoto, Texas's own. Dallas. Shout out to Oak Cliff. Pacquiao, General Santos. Mikey Garcia, who fought Errol Spence a couple years ago. I was at the fight ringside. It was a great performance. Mikey, he said, I see something. And then he fought him and it was different. Errol Spence, Errol Spence had a great performance. Mikey, not so much. Mikey got outclassed and blasted in every round. Almost got stopped, I think, in the 9th round. Link in the description. He did an interview talking about a guy he has a lot of experience with, Errol Spence versus Manny Pacquiao. If you guys know the history, Robert Garcia, trainer, brother of Mikey Garcia. He's a 2-time champion. They come from a fight family. Mikey had actually sparred Pacquiao back in the day, so he has experience with him as well as a pro fight. So a sparring with Pacquiao and a pro fight with Errol Spence Jr. So this is what he had to say. He says, Errol Spence, the youth, the size, and the skills. Manny Pacquiao is going to have a lot in his arsenal. He's got a lot of experience. Quick footwork, fast hands, and also power, right? He goes on to say, it's not an easy fight, but I just feel that Errol Spence is a fighter that can make the adjustments well. I think he's going to win in a good fight. So right then and there, coming off the Danny Garcia performance, before that, a car accident, before that, a unification with Sean Porter, Mikey has seen all he needs to see from his early experiences with Manny Pacquiao and his more recent experience with Errol Spence and that crazy jab that Errol Spence was throwing. He thinks that Spence takes this one. He says, I don't think that he stops Manny Pacquiao. It'll go the distance. He says, like Pacquiao, when they sparred back in the day at a lighter division, Pacquiao got his attention with the straight left. So there you have it. Mikey Garcia, somebody who's been in the ring with the guy you see on the screen, Errol Spence. I haven't looked at the odds. I don't really do the sports betting and stuff like that, but I believe Errol Spence should be the favorite here. He's the young, fresh fighter. He looks to be in tremendous shape. Look at the picture with him and his girl. Hold on. So this was the other night. His bro, Jamal Charlo, had a great fight with Montiel. And you can see Errol Spence looks very lean. You can look at him. He's in shape. He told the world he's coming back. He got almost like a second chance at life. He was in a brutal accident where his car flipped a gang of times. That's the wreckage. Something that I don't want to show you the aftermath picture because it's too explicit for this video. But Errol Spence bounced back from something that some people don't and aren't as fortunate to walk away from. And people doubted him before the Danny Garcia fight. He came back and showed people that he still got it. So very good performance versus Danny Garcia. In my opinion, Errol is beating guys better than like people have beaten him. Like you look at Sean Porter versus Ugas. You know, that was a good fight. You could argue Ugas won, but Errol Spence also dropped him like clean. Like Ugas, I think he dropped him and they ruled it a slip. But Errol Spence hit him clean and he beat Sean Porter kind of at his own game. So it should be a good fight. Keep it locked on the channel. Pacquiao, he's a hell of a fighter. He looks like he's training hard. I think Pacquiao likes these kind of moments where he's the underdog. It doesn't always happen, being the legend that he is. But Manny Pacquiao, he looks ferocious on training. He has speed. We'll see if he has any tricks up his sleeve. He looks pretty limber and light on his feet, according to these pictures. Big calves. He has snappy power. I've interviewed a lot of fighters who have sparred with Pacquiao and even people who have fought him as a pro. And they said Pacquiao, he's a whirlwind. He's a lot. He's a lot to handle. So we'll see how it all plays out. Manny Pacquiao, one of the GOATs in the boxing game. Legend. Could this be his very last fight? Messing with Errol Spence. Some people, it's interesting to hear Mikey Garcia because he almost got stopped, in my opinion, again, round 9 versus Errol Spence. And he's saying that Pacquiao won't get stopped. Some people that I know that are picking Errol Spence are picking Errol Spence by stoppage, but it's kind of how much can you take? I think a very, very interesting thing here is the fact that they're both southpaw. So I think Pacquiao's lunging in, stuff like that, may not work as good versus a fellow southpaw. I think his style, Pacquiao's style, works very well with like more of the orthodox fighters, right? I can't think of the last high-level lefty that he fought. It's Pacquiao. We'll see what type of adjustments he can make. And Errol Spence has power in both hands, both the left and the right. So I too am picking Errol Spence. I haven't had to waver from that prediction. Mikey is picking him, and he has experience with both. Some people feel it's Errol's time, but you can never count Pacquiao out, because some people picked Keith Thurman to beat him, and then Pacquiao did what Pacquiao has been known for doing, beating the likes of guys like Cotto and Oscar De La Hoya. But I will say some of those fights were earlier in his career, and this was Pacquiao in the Jeff Horn fight. So I gotta pick the fresher fighter. Some people, I've even seen Pacquiao's strength and conditioning coach. He said that Pacquiao will win because Errol Spence ain't the same with the accident. To me, that's a horrible basis, I guess you can say, for picking a guy. Like I'm not picking, like when I think of a fight, I'm considering the best version of that person. So I'm not thinking of the weakest version of Manny Pacquiao where he didn't look that good with Jeff Horn or versus Floyd Mayweather. I'm thinking that he's going to show up in shape, ready to go, and like the whirlwind fire starter Pacquiao. You know what I mean? So I think Errol Spence deserves that same credit. He already got the ring rust off, so he's had some activity. Pacquiao's been out for 2 years. I wouldn't just bank solely on the fact that Errol Spence got in an accident. You know, he knows what he's up against. Rest in peace to the Black Mamba. He knows, you know, what's at stake. So for me, I didn't see enough flaws from the Danny Garcia fight, which is his only fight. And Errol Spence, the thing that should be scary is he's been super quiet. And from what I know, that's a good sign. Gervonta Davis is fighting this week, and he's been super quiet as well. So usually, from my experience covering boxing all these years, the quieter the fighter is, the better it is. It's just like fight negotiations. When people are blabbermouthing like Eddie Hearn, talking about Joshua Fury, 100% will happen, 1000%, I guarantee you it'll happen and all that. And then guess what? The fight's not happening. Wilder is fighting Fury instead, and Joshua's going to probably fight Usyk. When you don't hear about the negotiations, it usually works out better for the fans and actually materializes. Same thing with the fighter. The less you hear from the fighter, it usually means something good, like they're just tucked away. What is that, Floyd? You know, they're tucked away. Oh, that's funny. They're just tucked away training and stuff like that. So all in all, it's a great fight, an amazing fight. Shout out to Pacquiao for taking the fight. Let me know what you guys think. Pacquiao versus Spence. Mikey is picking Spence. Let me know in the comment section who you're picking. I want to read all comments that are picking a person primarily, more so than, I mean, you guys can leave other comments, but I want to see a lot of predictions because I just want to read through it because it's a great fight. You know, some people say 50-50. Some people say Errol has never fought someone as fast as Pacquiao. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can break it down. Let me know what you guys think. Use my link in the description to get TUBEBUDDY. TUBEBUDDY is an awesome way to level up on your content, make some money on this YouTube platform like yours truly. Consider TUBEBUDDY. Click the link. It's the #1 tool for us YouTubers and content creators. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know how I did. Mikey is picking Errol over Pacquiao, but not by knockout. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.